share some common ground. They're going to lock horns once again in the battle for the Golden Boot. Hello and welcome to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Falcons here in Atlanta, Georgia. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 16th ranked team in the land, the Arkansas Razorbacks. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollard with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Offense working from the pistol. Here's the handoff. Turning it on. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Wow, what an impressive-looking run. You think back to some of the greatest rushing offenses in the SEC in recent years. Remember that offense that had Darren McFadden and Felix Jones both in the backfield, sometimes taking wildcat snaps? Nobody could stop them. This dude, I think, could have broken his way into that rotation with his ability. This guy's sick.
Taylor wants to throw it. Got his man in the middle. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Wants to throw on first down. Oh, they're after him. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Wants to adjust the pattern. Back to pass on 2nd down. Throws to the wideout. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
And I'll tell you what, defensively, you want to set the tone, and you gave up a few plays, but bowed your neck, got a big turnover. That's what you dream about. You dream about forcing the turnover, especially on the first possession. Offense, it's your turn.
Starting to feel a little pressure. He's going to go for a big one. Finds a spot in the middle. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. Well, LSU receivers are known for their swagger, and that is swagger well earned after that one.
You go outside and you make plays. Like, listen, you have swag, you have confidence.
He's got it. Into the end zone.
This offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
And right down the middle. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed it.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
And the defense was locked in. You reacted right away, got the running back on the ground immediately.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Quarterback making adjustments. Taylor wants to throw. Unloads it left. It's caught. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
That's a really nice looking throw, and I'll tell you, he fits in great with this offense because there's been this philosophical shift recently in the SEC offensively. It used to be you had to run the football. I formation, 3 yards in a cloud of dust if you wanted to win. But today, though, you have got to be able to throw if you're going to win. You think about all the great offensive play callers now in the SEC, all the Heisman Trophy winners that have played recently at the QB position. You got to do it through the air, and this guy in Arkansas gives them a chance.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, 2nd down coming.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit and coverage that forces the incompletion.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that lap.
There he goes. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. He's got 43 yards for them on the ground already in this first quarter. He looks as if he's ready to put up numbers. And the Razorbacks have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. The Razorbacks want to pick up the tempo. Making side adjustments here. Taylor wants to throw it. Touchdown, Razorbacks! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now sends it downfield. Snatches it on the right. Running free. Inside the touchdown Tiger. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Well, I know it's a very small sample size, and we've got a lot of football to go this year, but what can you say about this offense? How explosive and impressive they look. Top 5 in the nation in scoring, and you can see why. They've got speed and playmakers all over the field.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the offense out on the field to go back to work. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba. Let's talk for a second about Arkansas. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit, and let's keep going.
Might be changing the route. Taylor wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
And the Razorbacks in the hurry up.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the...
That's a fumble. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move. They bring him down, but not only does he recover the fumble, he gets the first down. The Razorbacks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the ground, he's got it again. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24. These offensive scripts on both sides have been masterpieces as they are going up and down the field in the first. Second down, they'll go to the air. Finds his big tight end. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
Man, these plays are really, really simple. Really easy to run. I like it. Just drop back as a quarterback, see the big fella, wait for him to get open, hit him, get a nice positive gain.
It's first down from the 11. Now on the move. Driving his way all the way down to the 3-yard line. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Using his feet. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Arkansas.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. This should be the last play of the quarter. Looking to throw on first down. He's taking the shot. Brings it down on the right side. He wasn't far from taking it to the house, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. To the air on first down. He's not afraid to go deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25.
Breaks into the open. He's brought down the one.
quarterback has found a really nice rhythm here on this drive. He just looks dialed in. He's doing a great job in the pre-snap, seeing the safety rotation, and that time saw the one-on-one matchup to take a shot, and he hit it. He's in a really, really nice groove right now.
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to pass. Fires into the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be third down.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way. They put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. A third and long here. They can't pick up the first down without getting the touchdown. He's looking to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Lindsey. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So now with first and goal, let's see what LSU does here. Motion from the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Touch pass went nowhere. Stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Offense trying to go push pass on first down on the goal line, but the defense, tremendous surge up front. They get penetration and they get the tackle for loss.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He wants to throw it again. Here's a heat. It's third and goal and a long way from the end zone. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. It's broken up and almost intercepted on that shot to the end zone. It'll be fourth down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. Doesn't have a straight-on shot here. He'll kick it from the left hash and 39 yards out. It's good. He's going to hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Some rivalries forged in excellence, some in geographical proximity, and that's what we have once the Razorbacks joined the SEC. Someone had the brilliant idea, we need a big golden boot that looks like the two states, and it's one of the most hotly contested rivalry games of the year.
And big is the right word. It's 4 feet tall. It's 200 pounds. It's 24-karat gold. Palmer, this is the trophy you want to win. There's some bad trophies out there, but this boot is a big deal.
It fills your trophy case. It's got girth. It's got weight. You appreciate that. I know everyone's going to say, no, Italy's the boot.
Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Looking to throw on first down. He makes the catch. And right in the middle of tight coverage, and he still makes the grab at the 15.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And already in the second quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
Looking downfield on first down. He was open, he had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's second down.
Well, the game plan's been pretty simple offensively, right? They are taking shots, and they're being aggressive, throwing it down the field. This guy's already got 2 touchdown passes. We're still in the first half. And on that last one, he was looking for number 3.
share some common ground. We're going to lock horns once again in the battle for the Golden Boot. Hello and welcome to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Falcons here in Atlanta, Georgia. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 16th ranked team in the land, the Arkansas Razorbacks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Could we get the trainers over to the coach right now? I mean, he's got his punt team out there, and it's not fourth down. Oh, this is a bad, bad shame. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. This offense has it with really good field position. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. To pass. Finds his tight end. Brought down at the 28. A chunk play. 15 yards on that one, and a first down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And it's right down the boulevard. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Typically, you only see this at the end of the game or end of a half. I'm not really sure why we're getting an early peek at victory formation. Guys, when you think about Arkansas, at some point with all of the transfer portal talk and guys going in and out, you can score one for continuity with this ball club, can't you, David?
That means your system and your culture is working, because these guys so often are just going for the next opportunity, the next bag of money. Nice job. They kept their guys that they recruited, that they love.
Yeah, it sounds so cliche, but these players really have bought in to this coaching staff and the message and what they're preaching. They all believe they can do something very special this season.
They'll try for a big play here on 4th and long. And they'll take a knee.
Tell you what, coaches catch heat a lot nowadays, especially on social media. I expect him to catch a lot of heat. 4th down, long yardage situation on your own territory. and you want to go for it, and you fail, and you're surprised, you definitely shouldn't be surprised. Just don't check your mentions, dog.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. And not quite sure what happened there other than he spiked the ball on first down. They're dealing with a second and long. Looking for room. It's Lindsey. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. This is a kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today. On that third down, they took a shot in the end zone, just couldn't connect. QB and receiver not on the same page, and now it's decision time if you're the head coach on fourth.
They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. Absolutely perfect. Hold on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see what's up with that. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. So they are lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Taylor wants to throw it. Fires to the tight end. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Wants to go up top on first down. Gets it out fast.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
And the Razorbacks with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Quick handoff. Fights off a defender. Going to the ground is what the Razorbacks love to do to move those chains with guys like Peyton Hillis and Darren McFadden.
Yeah, and you think of just Felix Jones along with the same era, just guys that toted the rock with some physicality, just tough guys that make you bring your lunch. When you want to come tackle them, you better bring it.
Wants to throw on first down. Complete to the right. And a nice grab with a defender right on him, and he's down at the 20. The Razorbacks will have it first and 10.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find...
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
And the Razorbacks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. Taylor wants to throw. Gets it out of the air. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
On third down, he drops to throw. And the defense, got him at the 27.
Pretty nice as a defense, right? When you can go nickel, put 5 DBs on the field and not have to blitz anyone, trusting your front four to get the job done on third down, and they do it right there, getting the sack.
Absolutely perfect. The lead is down to a field goal.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Watkins. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Already showing signs of a slugfest as they try to build on this 6-3 lead. Flushed out of the pocket. Blasted as he lets it go. Oh, what a play! It's intercepted.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
He'll take it himself. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Quarterback keeper. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Taylor wants to throw it. Touchdown, Razorbacks! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
He gets a block. He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. He will score. Touchdown, Tigers.
And this offense, man, they look good. They looked great last week, obviously putting up huge numbers. Again,
the extra point is blocked. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Stopped at the 26, brought it out of the end zone, picked up an extra yard. its first timeout of the half. Quarterback making checks. Taylor wants to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. This rivalry picked up steam when the Razorbacks joined the SEC, and man, some of the names that have had moments: Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Matt Jones, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, all of it over a Golden Boot.
And been playing since 1901. You think about all the great rivalries in college football, especially in the South. This is one of the best ones here. Not always have been in the same conference, but they played a lot of times, David, and it gets hot every time they meet up.
Yeah, and the boot is the shape of Arkansas with the shape of Louisiana, so obviously close proximity, bragging rights on the line.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick completion on the out route. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. The Razorbacks racing to the line in the hurry up. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Little over anxious, out of the stands early, and it's a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. The offense changing the play. Taylor wants to throw it. Finds the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling. And the Razorbacks are on the move. Trying to beat him to the corner on the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. Got his man to the left. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be first and goal from the one.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
The Razorbacks are threatening on first and goal. Wants to go up top. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Arkansas!
And they cap off the drive with a touchdown, throwing the football. In the last play, they got the explosive. They get right back to the line of scrimmage and dial up another one. Great work by the quarterback and his target being on the same page. These last two plays, throwing the football, man, it doesn't get any better than that.
He'll bring it out. It's Watkins. He's got great speed. He's got an alley. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
And he's in for the second score of the game. My goodness. Note to self. Kickoff team. Don't kick it to him anymore. Squib it. Kick it to the other guy. Just don't let that guy touch it again.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Oklahoma is trailing, but don't tell me this team can't come back. I once saw Jalen Hurts lead the Sooners back from 28-3 down. We'll see what they're made of today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Ohio State. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They took it down the field for a touchdown the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to take the lead in this football game.
So they got to be feeling good. They did their part, score. Your defense does your part, Jesse. This offense, keep that momentum. I would say stay aggressive here.
And just keep doing what you were doing on that last drive, right? Where whatever was working for you, just go back. Keep using those same playmakers to allow you to go down here and score a touchdown.
And the Razorbacks in a good spot here with 2nd and short. He might want another play. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, giving 1. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with results of the play. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 25. On the move. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Point of running the quarterback on these designed runs is to get an extra blocker. You should be getting more movement up front, but that time, guys were getting knocked backwards, and as a result, they actually lost a yard.
A couple of yards short of the first down in your own territory, but they are going to go for it on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
The Razorbacks will line it up on 1st and 10. The lone back's got it. Fighting off the defender.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Well, he shows you his speed and his power on that run. As far as I can think back to, Arkansas football always comes down to being able to run the football on offense. It's about grinding and wearing the opponent down. They always seem to be able to recruit outstanding athletes at that position. This guy is no different.
And the Razorbacks have this offense rolling. Taylor wants to throw. Finds his man. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Nice job by the running back catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
They'll snap it from the 39. First and 10. They'll give it to the back. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
The lost yardage leaves them with 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the injury.
He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Down to 2 minutes to play in the half, and the referees signal for the 2-minute timeout. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. They go to the ground. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Right, great little run there. Listen, it wasn't phenomenal. He didn't get a first down, but what does it do? Now it makes 2nd down easier. The play caller looking at his sheet going, all right, I can throw it, I can run it. Still in a great position. Way to stay ahead of the chains.
The Razorbacks can really attack on this 2nd and short. A big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Defense is about seeing it and pulling the trigger, and you could tell they pull the trigger so fast, get to the back, get him on the ground quickly.
Ball's at the 22. 3rd and short coming. Can the defense force them to settle for a field goal? He wants to change this route. Taylor wants to throw it. Hauls it in. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if it was single double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it. And the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Looks as if he's going to run it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you can get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. He's going to lose a yard on that one. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. One more snap coming before halftime. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. It's complete to the right. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Razorbacks will kick it away to start the second half. The returner will field it and bring it back. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Time to take a shot. Reels it in down the left side. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
This offense not wasting any time. First play of the third quarter, and they're aggressive, taking a shot. You know they had some conversations in the locker room at halftime. How can we get a big one right out of the gate? Defense isn't going to be expecting it.
Unleashes one deep. Touchdown, Tigers! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got.
I don't know what play they called, but I would call it again because the defense had no idea what was going on. The receiver comes wide open, catches the football, and gets the easy touchdown.
Arkansas, 17.
And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Taylor wants to throw. Got his man on the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Right down the middle. Complete to the left. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
And that's a great example of this quarterback having intense confidence in his own arm talent. That was not an easy window to throw into, but he had the ability, and he knew it.
The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes a connection. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line. This proficiency in the passing game can take you back to yesteryear, one of the great quarterbacks in Arkansas history, in Joe Ferguson.
Yeah, just slinging the pill, just being able to provide balance, being able to attack down the field, get people out of the box.
A shot toward the end zone. Picked off to stop the threat. Returns it all the way back to the 23-yard line, and the defense gets a turnover.
terms of where he was going with the ball. Just don't like the accuracy. That was not good location on the throw. Got away from him a little bit, and the defense able to come up with a big pick.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. To the air on first down. He's looking deep. Grabs it inside the 15. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown LSU. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You've got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. Quarterback may change this route. Taylor wants to throw it. Here's the pressure. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's a really good job by this defense. A complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
They'll go back to the air on second down. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Well, they're able to get the negative play, great individual effort. I know LSU's defense always goes by DBU, but they've had some big-time players up front on that D-line, too. You think recently, guys like Marcus Spears, Glenn Dorsey, Kiki Mingo, Daniil Hunter, dudes that can line up one-on-one. These guys were like avatars with their frames. So difficult to block and so athletic. That's what this guy reminds you of sometimes.
Oh, and he just flat dropped it. You do not see this guy do that very often. It'll be fourth down. The Razorbacks decide to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Wants to return it. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Bunch formation for these receivers. Looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Turner. He's got it out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
And that's a situation right there where the quarterback is just taking what the defense gives him. The defense has taken everything away down the field. Just take the easy throw under.
The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The play action fake. He's going to let it go. He holds it in and nobody's close. Touchdown LSU. And the route is on.
And after starting the season 0-1, they knew they needed more from their offense in this game. Just had to find ways to make more explosive plays, and that's what they've been able to do. They've executed at a tremendous level. I really like the quarterback play and the leadership that he's showing. And because of that, they look like they're going to get back to 500. And let's see where this team can go.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown, Tigers.
This guy really is the complete linebacker. Not only is he physical and not only can he play downhill to stop the run, this guy is a weapon in pass coverage. You saw it on that play. What can't this guy do?
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Now this offense is back on the field. Taylor wants to throw. Finds a soft spot in the middle.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
And the Razorbacks have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. They'll try the run. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Quick tempo here for the offense.
Really good job running the ball, getting that first down. Now here comes the tempo.
Looking downfield on first down. Here comes the heat. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
The bad news is it's incomplete, but the good news was the quarterback, I think, made the right decision that time, actually throwing it away. He's been burned a couple times early in this one with some picks in this game, and so that time, instead of trying to force the play and make something happen out of nothing, he just throws it away. The defense wins that down. You live to play another day.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on 2nd. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30. The Razorbacks headed quickly to the line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Wants to go up top on first down. And he'll just get rid of that one.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Taylor wants to throw it. Bring in the heat. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Using the quick game. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. With a double-digit deficit here in the 2nd half, they're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fakes the grab. Oh, it's a fumble. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. And the Razorbacks have their offense in high gear. Running back searching for a hole. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum. And this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
The Razorbacks have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Got his man quickly. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throwing catch. And the Razorbacks come to the line in the hurry-up. Trying to run it in. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And on offense, you know this is 4-down territory. You have to come away with a touchdown. You're getting boat raced in this game right now, and you're going to have to make this possession count.
Yeah, definitely because of the slow start, now putting yourself behind the 8 ball, I think this offense is going to have to be aggressive the rest of the game.
If this offense wants to stay in this game, they have to punch it in on this drive. Sneaks it into the end zone.
With that last touchdown now, they're trying to create some momentum. They're trying to avoid starting the season 0-1. They know they've got a lot of work to do here in the second half, but you should be feeling pretty good about that last score. Now you've got to keep that up.
Empty the backfield for the 2-point try. Taylor wants to throw. Makes the grab for the 2-point conversion as they cut further into that lead.
That's tough to defend, right? You're going 5 wide, spreading us out across the field. These windows become a little bit bigger when you do that, and they were able to convert, and as a result, they walk away with 8 points on the drive.
Coming out with it, it's Watkins. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. They'll get this drive started from the 29. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Wide open, he makes the catch. Touchdown, Tigers! He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Taylor wants to throw it. He tries to take the top off. Pulls it in down the sideline. Off and running. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Razorbacks!
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his second touchdown of the game.
Here comes the 2-point try. He wants to throw it. He's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and they shave a couple more off of this lead. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score.
33.
He'll bring it out. It's Watkins. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. this drive going from the 17. He'll start this drive going to the air. Under fire. Snagged out of the air. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them.
Arkansas, 33.
They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Wants to throw on first down. Gonna let it fly. Grabs it inside the 10. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And they take it in for 6 more points.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. North Texas overcame a tough opponent, and not only that, a raucous crowd. The Mean Green tuned out all the noise and showed this team can win on its field, your field, or a neutral field. Well done. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Ferguson. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. And the best thing about this, the offense can't worry about the scoreboard. Just keep trying to make plays like that, Jesse.
I know a lot of people in the stadium probably feel like this game is over. Maybe it's been over for a while, Reese, but don't tell that to this quarterback and his teammates. They're still out there scrapping and clawing.
Taylor wants to throw. Makes the grab. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
Well, we knew this quarterback could put up some monster numbers. He is putting on a clinic in this game. He now has over 400 yards passing.
Looking to throw on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long. And that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense. And that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass. It's complete to the left. There he goes. That one's sort of like a shooter in basketball, just needing to see one go through the net, isn't it, David? Just get a completion to your guy and pick up some yardage.
Build some confidence, because your confidence throwing the ball over the middle of the field and in tight windows, probably not at an all-time high, but check it down, make something positive happen. The running back does his job, so maybe this sparks a little something in the quarterback's head where he can feel a little bit more confident and bounce back from these early mistakes.
Got some room headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Arkansas! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, it's a nice job there executing the run play and getting in for the score, but you got to wonder, guys, is it too little, too late? They're still trailing by a ton here in the fourth quarter.
And the extra point was good. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And it was capped off with an impressive 16-yard run for the score. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And the Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to fire on second down. Throwing right. Picked off. What a way to set him up. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. They'll go back to work on offense. Taylor wants to throw it. Looking left. Got his man. Touchdown Razorbacks. And they take it in for 6 more points. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being caught. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different. Bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyway.
He was looking for the big return there, but he'll go out of bounds at the 28. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over. Move it behind.
He's loose on the left. He is feeling it. A huge play. Almost took him to the house, but they got him at the 24.
And they've been fun to watch today, man. Like they're staying aggressive late in the game. They've built a cushion. They've built a lead. But you could just tell the confidence and the swagger they have. They've been able to do what they want today, take care of business. And this is an offense that I think is going to continue to grow.
Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
LSU will get a first down.
You think about when you hit those guys on the move, man, he's already flying so fast, and I got to adjust my angle as a DB and make sure I keep outside contained, and it's a really easy play to run to get positive yards, especially in a situation like that when you're looking for the first down. You run that play, you get it. Nice, easy breezy.
This will be picked off. Maybe just the turning point they needed.
Let's go. Talk about having 1 foot in the grave. This was almost over. They're up by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, and they got the football. Thank goodness they're choosing to throw the football, not run the clock. Man, we needed that pick. Now it's the offense's turn to go out and make something happen.
And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now let's see if they can pull this one out.
Well, that is one the tight end is going to want to have back. He was wide open on that play. That's one he's got to make. He's got to be able to make that catch.
Might be calling a hot route. From his end zone, he'll have to get rid of it. He's got it down the left. Oh, a lot of space. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Arkansas. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching it.
pace for my offense? No. They're taking shots way down the field, 98 yards to the house. What a huge play for this offense.
And he tacks on the extra point. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win it, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Going to swing it on second down. Going downfield for the big play. Got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Tiger. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And he made the extra point without problem. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. Wants to adjust the pattern. Taylor wants to throw. That's caught. It's Ferguson. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. You open a drive like that and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. Unloads to the wideout. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Finds a man on the left. Makes a grab and a nice gain. Gets it to the 35.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Wants to keep it in the air. He's got him. He goes out of bounds across the 25. Mark it at the 24 in this defense. Its head is spinning. The Razorbacks getting set on 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Steps away to find some room. Fires on the move. Got it. And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short. And the Razorbacks are in the hurry-up. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. First and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. Pushes ahead. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Taylor wants to throw it. Fires to the end zone. This is caught for the late touchdown, so let's not put this one to bed just yet.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
Now to to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. Looks like he's going to try to return it. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. He's going for the big play. He's got it down the left side. He's loose down the middle. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, LSU!
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
So the kickoff team will come out after they turn in a score on that last drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Taylor wants to throw. Quick strike complete.
And the offense gets the ball out pretty quick. But, man, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But we got to get the first down, or we got to get out of bounds so we can stop the clock. This offense, they've got to execute a little bit tighter down the stretch of this close football game.
Fires to the big fella. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that will be plenty for the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Ferguson. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking downfield on first down. Pulls it in. It's Ferguson. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. After the 5-yard step-off, 1st and 15 for this offense. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. Just can't lose focus like that. You got to know the snap count. Now it's 1st and 20 for the offense. Taylor wants to throw it. Fires to the right. Complete downfield. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup. The Razorbacks will hustle to the line. Wants to go up top on first down. He let the thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
Oh, quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that will feel like you can run in your sleep. Motion from the wideout.
And back to the air on second down. Makes the catch. Into the end zone for a touchdown, and here in the final minute, they still have a chance.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
Just under 30 seconds left, so they've got a chance if they can get this onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
There is joy